Okay, we got Benimaru versus Leonard. Benimaru Shinman, Company 7 captain of the Fire Force, and Company 1 captain, Leo Leonard Burns, right? Leonard Burns, right? Season 1 forms, Season 3 forms, right? Season 1 is Scenario 1. So in Scenario 1, there's Season 1 forms, right? You know that Leo Burns was, teaching them the ropes and shit, right? You know, Junior tried to fight him at the end of season 1. Yeah, booted to the side. Benimaru Shinman, on the other hand, was, he defended Asakusa. He walked down a demon inferno. That kind of beats what, Leo Burns was doing. If, this is any kind of indicator, of how this fight's going to go, right? Demon Inferno is definitely, a problem. Shinra got beat by Leo Burns. They're still kind of in the same fucking conversation still. Both of them haven't shown like their fullest extent. Um, but physical strength, goes to Leo Burns. Or not Leo Burns, Benimaru. Slightly though. Slightly is true. Benimaru. Being younger and more full figure. Slightly though, because Leo Burns is still physically strong. He is. Speed goes to Benimaru though. No question there. Leo Burns has durability though. He's a more not put together, like he's more built. He has more meat on his bones, right? He has a better defense, better defensive shield than um, Benimaru does. Endurance goes to Benimaru though, with the intelligence going to Leonard Burns slightly. And I say slightly because it changes later on, and it does in the latest scenario. So intelligence goes to Leo Burns, and this one, right? Scenario 1. Experience goes to Leo Burns 2. He's an older man. He's been doing this shit for like his whole life. Like he's been fighting for the Empire his whole life, and he's like 50, and then Benimaru is like in his 30s, right? We got close skills, Benimaru. Benimaru for close skills, but that one's close too because Leo Burns has it. Range skills, Benimaru. Recoup, Leonard Burns. Because Benimaru's the guy he is, right? He uses a lot of pyrokinetics, and Leo Burns does too, but he recovers better, just slightly, and it ain't that, that attribute, right? It ain't gonna play that much of effect in them fighting each other, but it does a little bit. But Leonard Burns recovers better than Benimaru does. But hacks go to Benimaru, right? So he's a second and third generation pyrokinetic. If you catch my drift, the eyes and shit tell everything. So he can control flames that are outside of him, and then he can create his own flames and control those, right? Leonard Burns is a second generation, I believe. Or, no, he's a third generation too, I think. But he knows how to use his abilities. And in this scenario too, we're fighting in the Holy Soul Temple. So Leo Burns has the environment. He always prays in that temple since he was born. So he has that going for him. Even with that, though, Benimaru wins high to extreme diff. Now we go to season 3. Season 3 is when, they show more of their power. Benimaru still hasn't shown the, peak of his power yet. As in part 1. But Leo Burns did show the, what he can do. So with that, we have physical strength going to Benimaru. We have speed going to Benimaru. In season 3, he came in to save the, Company 8. He swooped in, with like brooms. He had the brooms catch them. He was controlling that as he was trying to fend off Dragon with his, Nichiren blade, move, right? Crimson Mood was never used. Right? Those are all the fucking moves, the eye chop and all that, right? Leo Burns had like different stages of like heat he put on himself, right? And it was like armor. You couldn't even like touch him, and he would burn you too. It burns you, and it pushes you the fuck away, amplifying his hits. You get burnt and like shock waves and shit like that with his Leo type armor. This guy's like, I think Leo Burns is a fucking Leo, by the way. Anyways, the speed goes to Benimaru. Durability goes to Leo Burns for sure, though. Endurance goes to Benimaru, though, still. Intelligence goes to Benimaru. This is why I had him as, smarter. The Fire Force, right? They are supposed to protect Japan, Tokyo, not let it burn. They're trying to figure out why people are going infernal and stop that shit, right? That is basically like what their job is. It ain't to burn everything down. That is not what their purpose is. Leo Burns, however, after knowing what Himea says, this is the evangelist. This is what you pray to your whole life. So are you gonna like follow that? Or are you gonna try to fight against it? He says, I'm gonna follow it. So this thing which I've been praying to forever says that, then I'm gonna burn everything. I'm gonna just let everything burn. I'll go against the other people who are trying to save the people of Tokyo and just let everything burn. I'll be their enemy then, if that's what that being requires of me. The evangelist requires of me. That's why his intelligence is not. Benimaru is thinking of plans to try to help Company 8. We gotta make sure, the world does not burn. I got you at my place. We gotta figure out who's against us, who's with us. He's like a part of all that. He rescued Company 8. He's like, we gotta actually save people. And the thing about him is he defends Asakusa, but he's still like there and shit. He understands his fucking role. Like, we are supposed to protect the people of Tokyo. He still has more experience than Benimaru though, despite that. Close skills go to Benimaru slightly and very slightly. You could easily say, Leonard Burns if you wanted to. I wouldn't be upset. Range skills go to Benimaru, with recoup going to Leo Burns. Even with that shit, I think he could have got away, and he could have, but he decided to stay and die fighting against an inferno. Hacks, Benimaru. Like I said, he has second and third generation power kinetics. And he didn't stay to fight because he was there to save them and then fight later when the real threat shows up. Leo Burns kind of fucking turned on them at the last minute. Environment goes to Benimaru because in this second scenario, it's at Asakusa. They're fighting Asakusa. This is a theoretical fight that I'm bringing up, right? Between Leonard Burns and Benimaru. They never fought each other before. But I got Benimaru winning this one. High to extreme diff in both scenarios. His experience, his skills, Burns he's in that fight, but we still know that Benimaru has more to show, right? People who know the manga know what I mean, right? We have Benimaru as a winner, extreme to high or high to extreme diff in both scenarios. Be cool, call in the corner. Let me know what you think about Benimaru Shinmon versus Leonard Burns in the comments.